My name is Eunjoo from Kyungil University. I'm presenting this research paper with other three professors, Hojeong, Insung, Soohee. The title of my research is Time Management Strategies in Online Learning Environment. I will start with the background and then research purposes and literature review and study methodology, findings, and conclusions. The reason why I studied this research is because of the COVID-19. Almost all the schools studied online learning, and students have to adjust to the online learning environment. And time management issue is one of the biggest issue for students and also professors to have successful classes. So many educational organizations and institutions had to establish a systemic learning support system that allowed learners to fully utilize online learning environment at any time because of the current circumstances in particular. So online education is the most adopted form of educational delivery method for all kinds of situation. And as we know, online learning has many advantages, but it also has issues that need to be solved. One of the issues is time management. Since learners are apart from professors or classrooms, they don't know how to manage their own time. Since there is no any set of class time, it is easy for students to postpone their works, and sometimes they miss the classes, and sometimes they miss uh, assignment. So at the end, they didn't take many classes, and then they had to drop the class after all. So previous studies addressed that time management skills are important for students to have successful learning in online learning environment. And effective use of time means giving choices not only in learning but also in settings and achieving one's goals efficiently and systematically. And time management can be assessed by a variety of strategies, tools, and techniques according to specific tasks, projects, and objectives. And a time management system is a system that designed to combine processes, tools, and technologies and methods. So today, there are a lot of time management tools as an application in our smartphones and notebooks. So students can use any of the time management tools if they want, but if a learning management system has a time management tools that combines with student smartphones or computers, then it'll be easy for them to make time management. So there was the idea that we studied the research if there is any way to help students in managing their own time. So research purpose, due to the social changes by COVID-19, huge number of online classes have increased and students had to adjust to the online learning environment without any preparations. So considering the fact that time management skills are one of the essential factors to bring successful online learning, we try to examine student time management behaviors and strategies in the online learning environment and try to advise them how to use their time in online learning. So we set up 4 research questions. What kind of time management experience do learners have? And second, how do learners manage the time of online classes? And third, what kind of time management habits do learners have? And fourth, are learners satisfied with online classes? Since almost all the classes are delivered in online, we want to examine if they are satisfied with online classes and how they manage their own time and what kind of habits they have in managing their time. And based on the research result, we try to make suggestions to help them in their online learning. So when we look at previous literatures, uh, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of benefits in online learning, such as flexibilities and We also can have classes anytime, anywhere, and we can use our own time very effectively. However, there are a lot of, not a lot of, but there are some issues that brings to the researchers, that brings to our classrooms, that is focusing on the time. Since they are isolated from the classrooms, they feel like isolation, and also they don't know how to use their own time. And there are several factors affecting student time management in online classes, such as lack of planning and distractions and multitasking. Since there are a lot of works in their lives, they have to decide what time, how much, and how much time they put their energy in learning, and what time they take classes online. And almost many people used to postpone their own works when they come to take their class time. So interestingly, flexibility, which is one of the biggest benefits of online learning, can cause problems for students who have difficulty maintaining their schedules. For online learning to be successful, students must have find ways to balance the flexibility of online learning with a set of schedule. But many students do not have it making schedules or plannings. That was because taking multiple online courses, there will be a larger number of independent self-learning times than the offline courses, and they don't know how to manage this or how to schedule these multitasking classes. And some literatures also says that one of the key issues to successfully complete online classes is effective time management skills. When taking online classes, students need to understand how to manage their learning time to create enough space for online courses and other responsibilities for work. Uh, because they, as I said before, they used to postpone class time instead of because of their other responsibilities. In general, students tend to take online classes less seriously than offline classes, and taking the classes by their own spare time. So when they take their online classes, they think that, oh, when I have time, I will take classes or something like that. But class time is not for spare time. So if we help a student to manage their own time, or if we assist them assisting the schedules or plannings, then it'll be better for student to take to it'll it'll help student to have successful online learning classes. So we tried to make a research uh, with the student who take the online classes currently, and we kind of developed instruments focusing on how to manage their focusing on um, finding out their student habits, learning time management habits, and learning habits in online learning environments. So when you look at the participants, there was 147 participants in K University. They were taking online classes in 2001 of the first semester. And among the total participants, 37 was in the first grade, and 42 student was in second grade, and 24 student was in the third grade, and 24 was on the first grade. We tried to look at the data by the grade, but there was no significant differences. But we kind of divide a student participant by the grade. When analyzed by gender, 88 were male and 59 were female participants. And research method, we used survey methods. Though, as I said, the four of us developed the survey instrument and loaded on the Google survey website. And during the class time, we advise students to take the online survey at any time, and uh, return the survey in online. So we explain the research purposes, and we also explain about the ethics, research ethics, and we fully understand if they do not participate the survey, it is totally voluntary. It is totally okay. So survey was voluntary, and the data was collected online immediately after they finishing the survey. And research instrument was consist of 38 questions with 4 categories. So 4 categories included experiences with time management skills, time management tools, and time management habits, and online class management and online class satisfaction. So the first section included 7 questions and time management, and 10 questions online time management habits, management skills, and 11 questions, and the satisfaction was 10 questions. And after we got the data, we downloaded into the Excel, and we used SPSS27 to see the result. So we used means and standard deviations, like a technical method. And when you look at if there is any differences by gender or grade, we used ANOVA data. So after collecting the data from 147 students, we kind of analyzed the data. So first question, their time management experiences. When you look at the data, it showed that average time management experience score was very low, like 2.86. So most of the students did not have time management experiences. In particular, the participants do not have trainings for time management techniques, and they also did not have practice time management techniques for managing the time. So they didn't have any education or any kind of classes for their time management skills. So but among the people who had the experiences, they used the tools like smartphone or smartphone calendar or computer weekend plans or a memo or notebooks. Mostly they were using smartphones. So when you look at the data by questions, I have been trained in specific time management skills was average 2.7. The highest score was 3.79. I write down important and urgent task deadlines on my smartphone calendar or paper calendar and try to achieve them. So when they use the scheduler, they use a smartphone. That's what we know. But as a whole, they didn't have many experience in time management. And second, online time management behaviors. When analyzed the participant online time management behaviors, it showed that they do not make any specific time plans to complete online classes. The mean score was 3.56, so it was not that high but not that low, but it was not it was shown that students did not set the specific time to take classes, so they were taking classes whenever they had time. So as a professor, we thought that they take the classes during the weekends, but it was not like that. They did not take the classes in a time scheduled manner. So they did not take the classes on weekends, and they were doing the classworks without any specific schedule. It was 3.16 and 3.14 the mean score. However, many participants responded that online classes help them with personal time management because the class can take any time, anywhere. And they also perceive that online classes require time management strategies to complete them successfully. So even though online classes help them use their personal time effectively, they did not focus on their online class time in a systematic manner. So when we look at our data, the questions, the answers for the questions were like 3.3, 3.23, 3.56, something like that. So it was almost like 3 point average. And time management habits, when analyzing participants' time management habit, it shows the participants make habit to arrange the works by prioritizing urgent work and other works by analyzing importance and urgency of work. So when they do the plannings or when they do the schedulings, they were following the urgencies of work. So they prioritize their work, urgent work, and they make the orders. So they kind of have good plans, good habits in terms of time management. In addition, they tend to do things with clear sense of purpose and evaluate the value and necessity of works. Well, actually, the value evaluate the value and necessity of work. It was 3.72, so it was not that high, but we found out that they were looking at the purpose of work at first when they do the scheduling. So when we look at the individual data, the statement 2, when I do something, I prioritize what I do first by considering time. So it was 4.11, and I tend to determine the order of work by analyzing the importance of work and the urgency of work. It was 4.10. So they basically know how to make their time schedule or planning. And lastly, when you look at the data for the satisfactions with online classes, um, it appeared that students are not satisfied with online classes. They perceive that online classes consist of sufficient learning materials and videos, um, but they were taking classes on a regular basis, like 3.8, and have fully understood the content. However, the participants did not perceive that they could learn more from online classes. So offline classes help them better in their learning, but in terms of time management, like using the personal time, online classes are better, but they didn't perceive that online classes are better than offline classes. So when you look at the data for the highest score, online classes consist of sufficient learning materials and learning videos. So since professors advise them or give them a lot of materials in online learning environment, they can study by themselves, but still offline classes help them better, they perceive. So as a conclusion, this study found that students did not have experience with time management and did not use their time management tools or strategies. In the case of students who had experience with using time management tools, mobile application was the most frequently adopted tools. The students perceived that they were not efficiently managing time in general in online classes as well. And they took online classes. When they took online classes, they were not using weekends to take classes, or they did not fix any specific time to take classes. So they did not make any schedules to take classes. They just do take classes randomly. And regarding the satisfactions with online classes, most learners preferred online classes because they could use their personal time. However, they did not perceive that online classes are more effective than the offline classes. So according to the data, students did not have any time management experiences, but they just were put into the online learning environment. And even though there are a lot of materials are given in online learning environment, they still did not feel that they are learning sufficiently, which is very pity. Based on the findings, it can be suggested that the LMS with LMS with the time management metrics may help students use time effectively when they take online classes. Since all the students use the LMS, if time management tools are embedded in the LMS, then it will help them to take classes better. Currently, the learning management system provides with a class schedule and task deadlines as feed. However, the students know their learning schedule only by accessing to the LMS on computer. So when if they do not turn on the computer, they do not know the time schedules at all. So this study shows that most learners use smartphone applications to monitor their schedule. Therefore, if technically allowed it, Then it is proposed to install time management metrics as a mobile application and link to the LMS. So many students use the LMS using their smartphone. So if the time scheduler is embedded or linked to the LMS together, and when they open their smartphone, the class time or class schedules or assignment schedules appear on the smartphone schedule, then it'll help them to manage their online learning. So if the smartphone applications and the LMS are linked to each other, students could use tools for both classes and their own schedules. In summary, this study was able to provide basic data on how learners are managing their time in online learning environment and identify what learning support they need. And specifically, this study was able to find out how learners perceive the online classroom environment and understand how learners manage their learning time in online learning environment, and how learners generally manage their time, and the time management and learning support system could be designed through the analysis of class management and time management behavior of learners. The result of this study could provide insight of time management skills and behaviors of students to instructors who conduct online classes to understand the student characteristics for online learners. The findings could also help instruction with learner analysis when designing the instruction and developing the technical teaching strategies. I hope this research helps professors to provide or prepare their online classes. Thank you very much for listening to my research result. Thank you so much.